So sick. You gotta, no, go, no. Gotta go forward, yeah. What's going on, guys? So I'm currently sitting in the GTR. The car just showed up. Yeah, I kind of don't like making videos around these transporters. Some of them are a little shy, so I just wait till we get it off. This is my first GTR on the rebuild or salvage GTR that we're going to rebuild. Now, this is a great example of how, at least, you know, from my experience, all salvage cars are not created equal. The damage on this car is so minor and so ridiculous. It's just stupid. It's stupidity, and it literally, this is one of those cars that totaled very likely on a technicality. So let's walk around the car, let's check it out, and let's see what we got. Well, here, car's running perfect. I just drove it off the transporter right there. And what do we have? I've never been in one of these before. This is my first time, so I'm not even gonna look for the odometer. I don't know where it is. Here's trip. I just had it. Oh, the trip's right there. Okay, the odometer's right there anyways, 48,000 miles. So let's take a walk around this thing. And this is funny because I don't even know where the handle is, because I've never been in one of these. Car's definitely really beautiful. This thing had undercarriage damage, and while the car was on the trailer, which is right there, I just pulled it off the trailer. While the car was on the trailer, I took a look underneath it, and there wasn't anything crazy to be found. So whatever damage, you know, when these cars get checked in at auction, the person who works at auction, it's solely up to their discretion what they mark it as. I had a Porsche 911 Turbo one time that got marked as undercarriage damage, literally because it had a rear flat tire, and they just marked it as undercarriage. The people that are checking these cars in, they can mark whatever they want. They're checking in hundreds and thousands of cars weekly. They're not here to evaluate cars on a technical basis. It's, look at the car real quick, it is what it is, we don't care, next car, okay? Now, this was marked as undercarriage damage. Okay. So far the only thing that I know is this wheel is damaged, and we got suspension damage on this side. That's for sure. Okay. And I'm not too familiar with GTRs, but I'm guessing that there's supposed to be a valence or lower bumper piece or air deflector that meets the fender liner right there. That's the damage on the car. This impact here, okay, this impact here deployed the roof bag and deployed the seat bag, and just very likely, just because these bags deployed, that's why they wrote the car off. Because this thing doesn't, like, these cars are worth $80,000, $85,000, $90,000. I mean, you tell me, are you gonna find $50,000 or $60,000 worth of damage on this thing? No. What I hate is, I hate that they cut the airbag, because usually you can replace the igniter and keep the bag and restitch the seat. So now we're gonna have to buy a seat airbag, which hopefully isn't too expensive. I don't know, I've never done a GTR before. So we've got a roof bag, a seat bag, and suspension parts. Now, I've ordered all the suspension parts for this corner already, okay? I've literally ordered all the suspension for that corner, back left corner, off eBay already for $500. I think it was less. I think it was like 4 and some change. Okay, so for 4 and some change, I already have all the suspension pieces on this corner. We gotta take that wheel off. We gotta get that wheel off and figure out. Let's see. How do you get it to reverse? There we go. I gotta get the rear wheel off and we're gonna have to replace that TE37, and I'm gonna have to figure out what size it is. I don't know what size it is. We're gonna have to measure. Hopefully there's some stampings on the inner part of the wheel. Let me go park this thing. You know what, let me wrap up the video before I park it, and then I can just park it instead of keeping this running. So this is our very first GTR. If you want to see some other cool stuff that we rebuild, or you want to follow, we have tons of cool stuff here. Let's start with, this is a 911 turbo with a manual trans. That's an ATS-V with a manual trans. That's an ATS-V in the door with an auto trans. We have another 997 turbo here. Down there we have, that just also showed up, which I'll have a video on that tomorrow. That's a ZL1, that's a 6-speed manual. We got an S-Type R that honestly shouldn't be here, but I kind of have this weird fixation with these cars, and I bought it, and we'll fix it. And that car I'll probably end up losing a few bucks on, but sometimes that's how it goes. We got a heads cam Z06 here. That's an obvious manual trans car. Coming up to the other parking lot, we have, what do we have in here? We have got another diesel truck. That black SS is a 6-speed manual. The ATS-V next to that is a 6-speed manual. The C7 Z51 is a manual, 7-speed. Then we got a Jeep. We got the C63, and we got a Ridgeline. So a couple of daily drivers. If you come around here, that Z06 right there has got a Whipple on it. The Hellcat right there is a 6-speed manual. The Tundra's just another daily truck. Cool cars that are inside the shop. We have, what do we have inside? There's a 996 turbo manual. There's a C6 ZR1 inside right now. There's a 17 CTSV. There's 2 more trucks inside. So we're always doing cool stuff here. I mean, I love these cars. I'm just having fun. You know, we're having fun fixing them and selling them. You can follow us on our Facebook page. You can follow us on our website. I probably should launch an Instagram by now. I think I will, but super excited for this. I've never driven one. I've never sat in one until now, but this is the this is what sometimes a salvage title GTR can look like. Now you got to understand. You have to understand that this car was very expensive. You know, it's not all salvage cars are not created equal. If you want to buy a really hard hit that's really cheap, if you want to buy hard hits that are cheaper and require, you know, 10, 15, 20 grand in parts and, you know, a month or 2 of labor, you can get a cheaper one, and it'll, you know. But when you're trying to operate this business as a dealership like we are, my focus is, just because a salvage car is salvage doesn't mean it's a bad car, and I don't want to buy the most nastiest hits possible. We try to avoid that for the most part. The damage on this GTR is very minimal, and it reflects in how much premium we paid for it, and it will reflect in how much we post the car for. You know what I mean? There are tons of guys who have cheaper rebuilt tall cars than us all the time. Ask them for the before pictures of the car and see what your reaction is. Is your reaction, wow, holy shit? Or is your reaction, wow, that's crazy that they totaled it? That's the difference in, it's a huge difference in some of these values. All rebuilt cars are not created equal. That ZL1 up there is a theft recovery that we pulled straight off the trailer with 0 damage. 0 damage. We're painting nothing on the car. It needs nothing. Which we'll have a video on that one shortly. I forgot, but we also have a 21 GT500. That's a pretty badass car. That one's at the detail shop right now. So anyways, if I didn't take a video of this having a salvage title, you probably wouldn't believe it. Every now and then I run into guys online that come across my ads, whether they call me or email me or send me a message on Facebook. Sometimes they'll think I'm lying or I'm a fraud, or you know, they'll be like, well, it's got a salvage title, dude. The car must have been a tin can. It had to have more than 75 or 80% damage to be totaled. It's not how it always works, man, especially for cars like C6s that are, parts are discontinued. 997 turbos, parts are discontinued, man. Dude, Chevy SS's and third gen V's, man. You know how many parts are discontinued? You ever try getting a grill for a CTS or ATS V? Or a headlight? Dude, I just waited like 3 or 4 months for a headlight for one of these cars. That's ridiculous. You know, you want to talk about the insurance company? You put an insurance claim in on a CTS V or an ATS V, and they find out that it's going to be a 5 or 6 month wait for a headlight. Dude, they don't want to pay for your rental car for half a year. It's literally cheaper for them to be like, dude, we're just going to total it. We're taking your car. Here's your check. The insurance company sells the car. They recover well. We paid, right now, the way this car sits right now, right here, I'm in it for 51 grand. I think the winning bid was like 48 and change. 48 grand is what the insurance company got back from me after they totaled it. So what? So they cut the owner a check for 80 or 85 and they got back 50? 30 grand? Instead of what? Taking it to some shop and some shop saying, hey, we're gonna fix it for 40 or whatever the case is gonna be. So anyways, we're going on a tangent, but this car doesn't really have a lot of damage. So if you like these kind of cars, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, follow along, and I'll keep it coming. Thanks for watching.